I recently documented the climate change in the Arctic a lot. It's been where I spent most of my last 12 years.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Sebastien, welcome to the MPN. What is this? A trade show in English? Trade show.
Yeah.
Trade show. Okay. Can you tell? Can you tell me who you are? What do you do?
So I'm a Belgian photographer, specialized in photojournalism, crime, and let's say poetic and climate change stories.
Climate?
Yeah, climate change as well. I had some grants to document the climate change and environmental issues.
Okay. And you're based in Belgium. Usually, we anticipate that people from Belgium speak Dutch, but
Ja.
how come?
Ik spreek een beetje Nederlands, maar het is niet zo goed, dus ik spreek Engels. Ja.
Okay, no problem whatsoever. Okay, so Sebastien, in your photography, you are very international known, and you got a couple of grants to photograph climate change. Where did you go?
Well, I recently documented the climate change in the Arctic a lot. It's been where I spent most of my last 12 years, from Iceland to the Arctic Norway, just the tip of the countries. And I also went, I believe, in 2018 to the US. I photographed wildfires in Los Angeles and all the west coast of the US as well.
Did you go recently
To the US?
to the fires now? That was like 2 months ago, 1 month ago.
No, but they were extremely similar as well. And I photographed the city of Paradise that already burned. So a city, like a normal city, I would say, like size of maybe half size of Eindhoven, fully burned.
Fully burned.
Fully burned.
It's got a little bit to do with the way that they build houses over there, because they make them out of wood completely.
Yeah, that's what they say, or also due to the electric cables that are not digged underground and are
okay.
like poorly made by private companies. And due to climate change, the land is extremely dry. It's the west coast of the US, so it's very sunny, but it's raining less and less. And you just need a sparkle to start a fire, and then the fire turns into hell, literally. So, well, that's the US. They can evacuate people, but they can't save what's burning. So,
And how did you? Because this is a very particular subject. I mean, not many photographers. A lot of people start photographing, weddings and portraits and whatnot. But you started with climate change. I mean, it's a big subject, but I also think that it's hard to. Is it hard to find the right places to photograph your stories?
well, the thing is, I started first locally in Belgium, and I started to photograph crime and police stories and justice, crime, prisons, addictions, and so on. So everything was already quite tough to access and tough to see and photograph. And after that, climate change came with grants and journalism grants and supports and talking with journalists, also to leave a mark for the kids and just show them that we're just not doing nothing. We're looking at it and trying to understand it and spread the word that things are changing quickly and it's going to be dramatic. We had floods in Belgium in 2021, in Germany as well. I photographed that as well. So it's just part of the job. And how you photograph that, let's say, I think it's a passion, it's an interest, it moves me, it triggers me. I love nature, I love humanity, even if I photograph many of its dark sides. But I think to go there, you have to feel it in your guts. That is just something that tickles you. And I photographed events and weddings as well when I started, because you have to earn money, and that's jobs that are like extremely well done as well. You have to be fast and be happy and photograph happy people sharing beautiful moments. But I do believe it was maybe not my field. It's just I could do it, but if I could be free and run around the world, that would just make me so happy. So
I think in terms of the work that you do, you got a dream job. You can fly around the world. The only thing, you're not going to the most happy places.
That's the thing, exactly. It's
Yeah.
just it. I mean, I recently went to Greenland for the Washington Post. They sent me there because of the sad announcement of Donald Trump that wanted to annex the country and so on. Very news. But yet, within less than 24 hours, they called me and they're like, Seb, can you be Nuuk, so the capital, in 24 hours? And I was home in Belgium, and it's just like, okay, let me talk to my family, check what's possible, and then you pack your bag and yes.
And they asked you, and the Washington Post asked you to go there,
Yeah.
and to
document.
and make pictures for them, so
Yeah.
they can show the world what's happening over there.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of a luck, indeed. But they know that I'm working in Arctic since so many years, so it's maybe easier to plan with me than with somebody that doesn't know. So yeah, I'm used to it and I have the gear. So
In terms of, because this is a photography trade show for professionals.
Yeah.
So we're all in it to essentially make a living.
Yeah.
To make money. You talk about grants.
Yeah.
Is that the main source of income, or is it more diverse than that?
well, it has to be more diverse, obviously, and I feel like it's an example I give quite often is I play harp. You know, it's this instrument with many strings, and I have so many strings. I teach a private class, so I have my own community and followers, students that are coming for online classes. I teach a private workshop, so I go in France or in Belgium, and I go with my student a couple of days. It's very intense, demanding. I don't want to be a photographer that brings my student to a market and ask them to photograph. I just push them to their limits to always go work, and I put them in a stress condition of a press assignments, for example. I do that, so that's already two sources of income. I have the press, third source of income. I'm endorsed and supported by Nikon Europe, which sponsors me since 2015, so almost 10 years. So I'm very glad of that as well. I produce all my reels, videos, social networks, and so on. I make books. I just never stop working.
You have a family, or
Yeah, I do.
you have a family?
Yeah, I have just a small daughter now of 18 months, and I produce my stories at night. Then I go with the special unit at nights, and then I have the day free. I mean, free. You know,
Relatively.
Yeah.
As long as you're home.
exactly. Yeah.
How many days of travel do you have in a month?
I don't know. Some months I can be home. I mean, in Belgium for 2 months, but I'm driving here and there around, and sometimes I'm gone for 2 weeks. I come back 3 days. I go back 2 weeks. It depends, but it's every year is different. Some years I'm never home, and some years I'm very here. So it depends. It's unpredictable, totally unpredictable.
But that's the fun side of photography.
Yeah, I do believe it's the fun side of photography, and the fact that in 2025 I'm still paid to make pictures, and the pictures I love, almost. I mean, it's sometimes the topic I document are very sad and very moving, but I like to do that. It's just,
And
yeah,
for me, I think one of the most difficult things to do is to get people not to do what you want, but to let you do what you want to do.
yeah.
Without them interfering, without obstruction. How do you go about? I mean, you're alone. You have I think you travel a lot, so you have light equipment with you. It's not heavy. It's a backpack with cameras.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah,
And how do you get people? You're on your own.
Yeah.
Do you research in advance? Do you make appointments in advance, or do you go? I go and I see what happens.
It depends of the story, literally. Sometimes for the press, recently for the Washington Post, I was with a journalist, and in the plane he told me like, yeah, you're the specialist, so it will be a story photo-driven, so you pick it. But I'm in the plane, dude. I'm just like going literally to Nuuk. We're going there. When do you know when we're going back? And he's like, no. And indeed, I bought like a one-way. So I told my wife, I don't know when I'm coming back. And in the plane, I used a bit my network. I'm lucky enough to have an extended network all over the Arctic. I called people I knew and I was like, look, that's what I would like to document and so on. But I started to think fast and see like, okay, what an American newspaper wants to see about Greenland. What is the economic, social point of interest? And then you have to think very fast and give calls and organize like this on the point. That's one thing. The other thing is sometimes I have a portraits to do for the press and then I move with a light. I have a very light tripod, a LED light with me. Easy enough for me. When I have a studio, I have a small studio at home. My softbox are there, useful for the portraits and the students. But yeah, I have two cameras with me, one Z8 and one Z7 II from Nikon. Couple of lens, 24-70, 35-50. Sometimes a macro lens as well. I always carry it, plus my camera and the chargers and so on. So it's quite heavy, and a drone. So yeah, I feel
It's very multi. It's do you think I don't know how long have you been a photographer?
15 years since 2009, basically. So a
Okay,
bit, yeah, 15.
So
years.
you started out with digital photography.
Yeah, but I learned with film at school. Still.
Okay. Okay. Do you think that the trade of being a photographer has changed much?
Completely.
I think I figured as much, but
Yeah.
okay. Please, can you elaborate on that? What is the biggest change that you noticed coming from school where you photograph with film?
Yeah.
Where you had a
Artistic
dark
stuff.
room where you developed black and white,
Yeah.
maybe color, but what happened?
It's just first school doesn't teach you about the market of photography, which is very complicated in the beginning and then very small when you're international. But I think it was with social network. In the beginning, when I started in 2009, it was the rise of Facebook. And everybody was like, oh, Facebook social network, was super excited by it. Or I was studying and people were just like on it. And then I started already to build a community, posting few pictures and talk about them. But back then there was a sense of community on socials. It was really like not much ad. I believe there was no ad in the beginning.
No.
And quickly I started to do crowdfunding. And it was always badly seen, like, oh yeah, you're begging for money, na. Yeah, but hey, I'm doing my book. It's just people get a book. It's not for no reason. I wouldn't allow myself to ask for a travel trip, but I would allow myself to ask people to pay in advance. Then it would be paying the printing fee. And I did 3 crowdfunding like that, and then you could work with the community. But still work on photography. The press was paying decently. Okay, it was less than what my fellow photographers said before, like in the 90s or 80s, where it was the golden age. I just
True.
always believe, like, it was a struggle to be a photographer. Robert Doisneau wrote to Cartier-Bresson saying, like, dude, I don't have money for my book. So you know where you're heading if you want to not be a wedding photographer or a real true fashion photographer. So I knew it would be bumpy, but then what I noticed is that things started to go faster and faster. The community would be less interested because more spread on interest on social network, more ads, a more algorithm and a burst of algorithm that choose for people what they would see. That changed a lot. So we needed to adapt. And now what we do is basically adapting to an algorithm, and it feels normal, but it is not. So as a photographer, you have to adjust with it. And what is it? Is filming, editing, doing reels, like being always active on this machine and feed it and try to keep your community like that. So it's about producing content. I hate this word, but it's producing content.
Yeah.
I also have a podcast like you. When I have free time, I interview Belgian fellows photographers. And it's just like...
When you have free time, do you have? I mean...
a few minutes.
Okay.
But you see, it's just... back then we said, yeah, we have to be multi-tool. But now it's an obligation that you need to adjust and be super flexible. I'm almost 40 years old. There is youngsters with 20 years old, 18. They create super fast. They're good creators with no background for a start. The level of amateurism in photography is super raised really high.
True.
So professionals, we need to be authentic. And I think that's the key, even facing visual production like graphical production like AI. I don't call it photography because it is not. It's
True.
digital production. But what is honesty? A computer can't make it. It just can't get this smile, can't get this burst of laugh at a wedding, can't get this cop stories done because the computer can't go in the ground.
I was circling back to that in my head.
Yeah.
You started with crime photography.
Yeah.
Did you work for a newspaper? Did you work for the police? What do you crime photography? Okay.
I started and I wanted to be a war photographer, but you're young and you don't know how to go to a war. I wanted to photograph violence. And then I thought where to find violence? Close home at the cops. But the cops, I was almost a student. I still had dreadlocks. So I went to the police station of the fanciest neighborhood of Brussels, thinking it's more calm. And if it's a chic neighborhood, the cops will be more cool with me. And I said, yeah, look, I'm a student in my last year. Can I join the police patrols and take pictures? And they were like, yeah, okay, if it doesn't go out of the school. But I stayed there for 6 months. And then I got my diploma and I came back and I said, look, I have a good access. The guys know me. We trust each other. Can I come back for the press story? And they were like, okay, but then we want to check what you do. They accepted. They checked. It was okay. I published. So first story a bit like that, but I was clever enough to, make them softer in the beginning, and that's always like that. You have to put the feet in the door, go slowly, and then it's opening up.
I think what I get from your story is be bold,
Right.
dare to ask,
Yeah.
and dare to do.
Totally.
I think doing is the main thing about photography is go
Doing.
out and do.
Yes.
I mean, they're gonna call you now, but that is because you did.
Yeah.
You did already, and now they're gonna call you.
Yeah.
But they didn't before, so you have to get your feet in the door. You have to get exposure.
Yeah.
So get exposure, be bold, ask,
Move on.
and
Take
and
pictures.
go.
And never go. It's just one of my friends, Kufar cousin, became a mentor. Anyway, he got several wall press, and he told me like it's not like the music industry at moment like you got the Grammy awards or something, and then you're there, you're fame. It's just in photography, it doesn't exist. You can get 5 wall press, maybe your phone will not ring for 6 months. So you have to be a hunter. That's how it is. It's just you go out and then you seek, and it works, it doesn't work, whatever. Still young. Can you do it? Yes, go. So yeah, be bold and be honest. Be dreadfully honest with yourself and the people you interact with.
Okay. Well, thank you. That's all we got time for now. You're gonna do a presentation.
I did already.
You did already a presentation. Okay. I'm so sorry that I missed it because I was here.
No problem.
I hope to see you again
Hope
sometime.
to see you too.
And
It was nice.
good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.